Welcome to Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul, 30 Minutes for God.
A podcast sponsored by Piedmont Road Church of Christ and Ministry League.
We're here to discuss Bible topics just as if we were asking Jesus himself. I am Paul Spurlin.
And I am Les Sandifer, and we hope you will enjoy our relaxed Bible-based discussions.
Thanks for joining us as we think about and talk about all those things we'd ask Jesus over a cup of coffee.
Didn't we just have the conversation about how many times we've said that intro?
Yes, and when things
then we
pop up
still
on my
stumble.
phone. No, things pop up on my phone.
Like
I'm
right
like,
in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, is
You're
that
too
my way?
popular.
Maybe, no, it's like somebody want to sell something.
Oh.
I wish I was popular.
Oh, you're popular. Everybody. Paul knows everybody. Everybody knows Paul.
I just love Jesus. That's all that matters.
You guys should come to EYC
Oh,
and just
for sure.
experience
Not for that
it.
reason.
Well, yeah, experience it.
Yeah, they
which
wanna-
is EYC, but
Yeah.
also don't
good.
don't come and expect to have a conversation with Paul.
Ah, that's not true.
You can have 30 seconds with Paul. You can have 45 seconds with Paul because somebody else is going to be waiting in line.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Hey, that's a good thing.
I like people.
Yeah, I joke about it, but it's a really good thing because it's
I know.
fun. I
We
mean,
don't-
when I'm hanging out at EYC and
Yeah. 25 years with a program, and you're
I
bound
want some interface with Paul.
Yeah.
I just go, it's not going to happen. Not in this moment,
That's not true.
because there's a lot of folks that
Yeah.
they want to come up, they want to say hello, they're happy to see you. That's usually the reaction you get. I mean, when people walk in,
Yeah.
they see Paul Spurlin. I mean, I'm not overselling it. Look, folks. I mean, it's not a complete love fest, but I mean, it's a cool thing.
It's not a complete. Some people actually want to punch him in the face.
No, I meant between you and me.
Oh, that. Yeah, that is.
But it really is a cool thing.
good.
I mean, when you're there and you experience it and you see how that's the way we should be. I mean, that's the nature of this topic we're talking about.
That's true.
It's exactly what we talked about on the last podcast.
It's about unity
It's what we're kind of getting into with this. Now, unity,
with that bond of peace.
yeah, unity doesn't exist in a generic way across all religious groups. So
Yeah.
we didn't really dive into that on the last podcast. We kind of set the stage for our relationship, among true believers, and I'm going to use that phrase, true believers.
Yeah.
But it's probably one of those things we do need to emphasize. Folks need to understand. You cannot be in harmony and in fellowship with folks that have a different way of practicing their religion outside of how the Bible tells you to do it.
Yeah.
You can't be in harmony and fellowship with them because that's not what God has in mind for you.
Right.
And it's the reason Paul was telling this church part of this story right here.
Mm-hmm.
Unity in the body of Christ, not unity in the general concept of religion.
So as we talk to you today, you are either celebrating or recognizing that today is probably going to be Christmas Eve.
Okay.
As this show comes out, and so we
Wow.
want to let you know we're tuned in to what's going on in your life, and maybe you got the Christmas tree up. Well, last week in our show we actually talked about.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. It was a few weeks ago. It might have been last week. It was last week. We said when it gets to this point, we'll talk a little bit about it, and so kind of here we are, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the last podcast.
Yeah. No.
I shouldn't say they blend together because that's a bad way to say it. But the truth is, we do this so much together that you do kind of remember which episode you said something on, or
That's right.
I mean, you forget. But it's fun. It's fun to kind of reminisce about all the shows we've had.
It does. It
But
really does.
where this one will land, as it is at a time that's specific to that occasion.
Episode 40.
Yeah. So let's just, that's a Bible number.
It is a Bible number.
Woo. 40 years,
40 days. 40
days.
nights. Yeah.
Woo.
40 years in the wilderness.
I might have to take a second.
It rains.
Just a moment of
40
silence.
days, 40 nights.
40th episode.
Number 40.
Okay. All right.
Merry Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So, it is an interesting time. My boss is very big on getting out his nativity scene. That is
does
very
he now?
common for the religious world to say
Yeah.
the reason for the season. That is factually
Singular, which is sad.
and that is factually incorrect.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But having said that, you just want to put some perspective around it.
Yep.
The reality is, it's not a bad thing to have the entire world talk about Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
It's not. I think we as a church should take advantage of the fact that if Jesus is on their mind, let's make that happen.
There is some religious error that goes on with it, but the simple fact is, when you have, we've talked about certain movie productions like Hallmark.
Oh yeah.
But they will heavily emphasize this particular subject matter. So I mean, in a sense, there's a positive aspect to that comes out of it. We really want folks to understand that is not Bible.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's a man-made thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at the history of it. We're not going to get too lost in it, but it's the history of the thing, and you can look at it.
Right.
The reality is, 2/3 of the things that you do in conjunction with the celebration of the holiday have nothing whatsoever to do with religion. Well, not true religion or Jesus.
Right.
Pine trees are pagan in their origin, if you go back and look at it. Lights have some aspect of that with it. There are certain things that people bring out. Some people love pine cones and other things that have nothing whatsoever to do with Jesus and that religious aspect. So just understand.
Yeah, and I don't know who decided to string up popcorn.
Yeah, where did that
I
come
don't know.
from?
It's a waste of some good popcorn. That's all I
Well,
gotta say.
truthfully, when you're watching the movies and the dude's eating the popcorn while they're stringing it and he gets
We're
in
never
trouble
gonna
for
get
it,
this
and I'm
done.
like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why do you
Don't
string
put
up a
butter
food?
on it.
Yeah. And don't stick a needle.
I know.
What?
How do you do that?
Just eat the popcorn.
I mean, seriously, if it's done, it's like, how did you do that?
And who throws those little tinsely things on their tree that they have to
You will
figure
never
out?
recover that.
No. And how do you get
There
it?
forever.
How do you even get it off the tree?
I don't know. You just pack it up like it is.
White lights or colored lights?
I mean, I'm white lights. The color lights
Only?
is more retro. I'm cool either way.
Dude, I grew up on the
I know. I did too.
like for years. Our family
The big
tree,
bulb?
me and Charlotte, our family tree.
Yeah.
No, they were the small ones
little
when
ones?
we got married. But
Oh, okay. I'm talking about,
I had to have.
you said growing up, so.
That's true. Yeah, we did have the big fat bulbs growing
With
up. That's
that.
true.
Different color.
But when I got married and Charlotte and I,
Yeah.
we had the tree with the multicolored lights.
Yeah.
And it had to have some feature where they would blink or do
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Not-
Ours does that now.
So now we've migrated. We migrated through for many years the white, more elegant,
Sure.
if you will,
Yeah.
tree with the
That's what,
generic tree. It had purple and gold or whatever on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Now we've migrated to the LED world
Oh, wow.
where I want white lights today. That's fine. I want multicolored lights tomorrow. You
That's
got
okay.
it. I want them to fade. You got it.
I love it.
Yeah. All right.
We got that too, though.
Completely off topic, I suppose.
You push the button.
Yeah.
And you get different things. It's
yeah.
great. I love it.
Technology, man.
But Tyler will do it. He'll push it on and he'll make it go like he wants it to go, and it changes every time he walks by the tree.
See?
So he's with you. He's with you on that.
And
He's in the club.
that is stupendous.
It is. He loves holidays, and he loves the Amazon guy or girl.
Really?
You know. Oh yeah, because they bring him toys,
Yeah.
and presents.
It's like Christmas every day.
If you have children who understand the power of Santa Claus, you might want to take them away just for a few minutes,
Yes.
because
That's Amazon.
Tyler thinks Amazon is Santa Claus.
Does he?
I mean,
It
toys,
is to me.
toys. Now, all through the year, it is to me. Of course,
What?
I know. It's like,
I mean,
hey, they're here.
you say toys,
Yeah.
and that's relative. To Tyler, that's one thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's a different thing.
I know,
But they're still toys.
but it's all toys.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Oh
when
man,
when he shows up at the door with whatever.
and we Amazon all the time.
Oh yeah.
So
Do you give him anything?
I mean, I don't really interact with them.
Oh, that's a whole new level. Try it.
Seriously?
Charlotte will actually take a little bag and she'll put in it a little bag of Cheez-Its
What?
and a beverage like a Coke
like
Zero.
you're leaving something for Santa Claus?
Oh,
during-
she hands it to them.
Oh,
They come to the door. She lets them take their picture that they need to take, and then she'll ask them if they want something. Their eyes light up.
Huh.
Now they may be
Wow.
good. They may be good at what they do, or maybe nobody even talks to them. I don't know.
Do you do that with a ship shopper too?
Excuse me?
You know, like the ship shopper, the grocery person. Do y'all have groceries delivered? Or y'all go?
Oh no, I get what you're saying. No, we don't do that.
You don't do that. We do. I mean, just because.
Well, you're a family.
I mean, you don't want to take Tyler.
We don't even do that
to the
much.
store out. I mean,
Yeah, we're two people. We heat up stuff.
But he thinks everything's a toy when he knows when
of
someone's
course
there. And he's like, toy, Tyler. Not everything's for you.
I feel like this is the Christmas episode.
It definitely is. We said that last week that it would be.
But it should be.
Yeah.
Because we can mix in this conversation the fact that
with the unity of the
unity,
peace, for sure.
We can wrap it all in there.
I mean, people, like you said, people they become very very kind and very happy in the month of December. Well, I guess the latter part of November to that, because they're all thankful.
Yeah, it's true.
Air quote thankful, but you know what I'm saying, that it 'tis the season or whatever.
It's a challenging time of year for some, but for a lot of folks, it really is a time where everybody has a little bit different feel,
right?
And hopefully you can take some time to just kind of step away from things, enjoy family, enjoy the process, enjoy
your time with the family.
Yeah, whatever's going on.
Because where we live, school's out all week. When I grew up, we got 2 days for Thanksgiving.
Really?
2 days. Thursday, Friday. That was it.
Yeah, I don't even remember. What about Christmas? We're talking about Christmas.
Oh, we are talking about Christmas. I'm talking about,
You're talking about the whole process.
Christmas is like 2-3 weeks. I mean, once, was it December 14, 15 hits? I mean, we won't see you again until next year.
See, and I didn't have semesters in college. I was a quarters guy. So I'm talking to some of these college kids, and they're like, we get done with finals after whatever it is, the week after Thanksgiving or whatever, and then they're done for 3 or 4 weeks. I'm like, man, I never had that.
Was that KSU?
It's
Where'd you go to?
It's every one of them. Oh, where did I actually went to Southern Tech.
Okay.
Which is now KSU South, if you will.
I gotcha.
The Marietta campus.
Nice.
I predated even what most people around here call it, which is Southern Poly.
Yeah. I like it.
I was before that.
Yeah.
It had a different name.
Oh, wow.
By the way, just for what this more, we talked about it on the last podcast about knowing each other. Here's a little bit more info about Les.
Please.
My degree hangs on the wall right in front of my computers at home.
Okay.
I mean, my monitors at home.
Yeah.
The signature for the president of Southern Tech when I graduated is a member of the church.
Really?
Yep, Stephen Cheshire.
Stephen Cheshire.
Yep. I don't remember where he worshiped around here, but yeah, interesting, huh?
That is cool.
Not many people have their diploma on the wall. And unless they went to a Christian college, I suppose.
I was about to get you. I said, mine does.
Yeah, mine does.
I got 2 or 3.
You got nothing, Les.
No, it's not what I was going to say.
I went to a
How did Christian sign mine?
Yeah.
The president of my school was also a Christian.
But you cheated.
I did.
You went to one of those schools.
I went to one of those schools.
So happy holidays to you. We hope.
Please, yes.
We hope that you guys really have a
safe,
happy, quiet,
yes,
and
non-eventful.
In a couple of days, we're going to be headed over to, as this drops on the world, we're going to be headed over to Huntsville, Alabama.
That's correct.
For Exposure Youth Camp, EYC. Very exciting time.
Yeah. If you're curious about it, you don't know about it, go to eyc.camp.
Yeah.
And you can learn all about it on the website there.
Yeah, it's I don't have a long history with it. So I'm a relative freshman. That's not the right word, but I haven't. But I can tell you, coming to this experience in the last few years, it's worth the time.
It's good.
It's amazing to see 3,000 people in a room together.
Mm-hmm. 300 college students gathering just to hang out and learn about Jesus and sing. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, high school and college.
Oh, right? Yeah. We got middle school, high school, college.
High school, college, yeah.
But
a lot of...
I had somebody yesterday call and ask, do you know of any college programs going on around this time of the year? I'm like, well, yeah. I got 300 college students coming to a 3,000 person event.
You did say 300.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a great experience.
So 6th grade through adult.
And it's
what it's built for.
And it does speak to the unity
It really does.
Because it's a place where you can help.
We got
build
folks
that.
from Texas to Nebraska to Wisconsin down to Florida, all coming up to the north part of the state of Alabama at the Von Braun Center for Exposure Youth Camp.
Yep.
3-day event. It's always the same days, though. Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
always 27 through 30. Always.
Yeah.
Regardless of when it falls.
Very consistent.
Mm-hmm. This year it happens
Which is
to fall
good.
Sunday. So
Because I think your attendance would ebb and flow if you did something different.
that's true.
Because you've positioned it where you have in between
Yeah.
the two holidays.
Christmas, New Year's. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that's the thing.
fantastic.
Once your presents are on the ground, on the floor, your toy boxes, and you've played with the toys, it's time to do. What do I do now? Well, you go to Exposure Youth Camp. You
We
meet
have a time gap to fill.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with it?
Let's do it.
We're going to go to UIC.
With Jesus.
We're going to go Huntsville, Alabama.
All together in one building,
In one
studying
big
one Lord,
building. One Lord, one faith,
and one baptism,
one baptism.
one hope,
That's right.
one Lord, one faith. One
So we
baptism.
are in Ephesians chapter 4, and we got ourselves up to verse 4. So we'll read verses 4 and 5, maybe 6 and 7.
Let's go.
Then we'll talk about it a little bit.
Let's do it.
There is one body and one spirit, just as you were called to the one hope that belongs to your call. One Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all.
Who is above
Excuse me.
all, through all, and in you all.
That's exactly right.
Bless you.
A lot of ones,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of
Thanks
ones.
for jumping in there.
You're welcome. I'm here to read if you need me.
One body, one spirit, one Lord, one faith, one hope, one baptism, one God and Father of all. I got them out of order, but
No, you're good.
there they are. All the ones. What does that mean?
I mean, it's singular in purpose. I think it means it's special.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I never really broke it down quite like that. It means it's special.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a part of a church and they're like, we got 4,000 different groups that I'm like, what? That sounds confusing.
Yeah.
Or if
And they
you
all
don't
do
wanna,
something slightly different.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you don't want to get baptized today, it's okay. We can wait a month.
Yeah.
We should gather everybody together and do it all at one time.
Yeah.
Like, what if I want to see Jesus now?
Yeah.
That just seems confusing. We have 4 or 5 different ways of worship. We got 2 different kinds of worship.
That's right.
We have the more. Well, you go ahead.
No, you're exactly right. You were on the roll.
2 different kinds of worship.
Yeah.
You have the traditional worship with songbooks.
Yeah.
And then we have the more progressive,
And just to be clear,
which is a misuse of the word progressive. By the way.
we have some sarcasm in these comments because
not
at
shouldn't
Piedmont
be
Road,
that
we
way.
do not have
No,
2 different services
it
or
is.
2 types.
We do not.
Because
It
there is not.
Unless you call it the traditional worship,
We have
which is just the worship that God asked for.
one Bible-based
Yeah.
type of worship.
But the point is, you mentioned all these ones. What does that mean? It means it's special.
Yeah.
We have one.
It's unique.
If it's good enough for Jesus, why would it be good enough for us?
Right.
And I think that's the message that has to be shared, because if you open up, you could open up the Yellow Pages. Nobody knows what that is anymore. But if you did, there's like 9,000 different groups of people that worship on Sunday
Yeah. Oh, you're so right.
in their own way. I'm like, why do I want to do this in man's way
Yeah.
when I should be doing this in God's way?
Well, and
So,
I mean, Jesus himself said, "Not everyone that says unto me."
Lord, Lord, shall
Yeah.
enter the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father. Which
Yeah,
is
and
in
what's
heaven.
what's the context of what was asked of him? Did we not?
Prophesy in your name?
Yeah. Did we not do these things?
Yeah.
And
Cast out.
the reality is, Jesus' response says that
Matthew 7, by the way, in case you're wanting
there's not
to
multiple
do that.
there's not multiple versions of what Jesus asks us to do.
Right. No.
And just because
You know
there's a
why?
religious why
Because he's not a God of confusion.
he's
also
not
Bible.
not a God of confusion.
That goes along with that, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly
So,
right.
sorry.
And you're going to have people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of you, you're going to have people in your individual life
Yeah.
that says to you, "Well, we're trying to accomplish the same thing. We just do it a different way."
Yeah.
And Jesus clearly says, just because you say, "Lord, Lord," doesn't
Right.
mean you're doing it my way.
Yep.
And there are a lot of people in this world that will try to convince you that they're good. And because they're good and they're saying the name of Jesus and they have this thing going on, that somehow
Right.
they're Jesus is okay with them. And the reality is That's not true.
And when that happens, you simply ask this question. It's very simple.
Simple.
Where is the authority for that?
Right.
Where is your authority for that?
Yeah.
Because what we just talked about, you'll find in Matthew chapter 7, 21 through 23. And then it follows with building a house.
Yep.
You build a house on the rock, something that doesn't fall.
Yep.
Or on something that is steadily moving. Because the world is always wanting to be on something that's steadily moving.
That's right.
It wants to make the fashion different.
Yeah.
It wants to make the music different. It wants to make the movies and the way we live. They want it to be something we can easily move, and like a piece of aluminum foil. Do you want your life to be something you could just manipulate and move to whatever it needs to be?
Yeah.
There's no authority for that, and there's no reward for it being a changing person constantly.
Great point.
God wants us to be the same as he was.
That's right.
I mean, he's the one I want to follow. That's why the ones are so special.
And he's giving you a book.
That's right.
It's not that hard to follow.
No, it's an instruction book that's easy to read.
But you know what? The reality is we're sitting on the cusp of a holiday that's exactly what we're talking about.
That's a good point.
Somebody's decided this is the way we do things.
That's right.
There's no Bible authority for picking a day of the year and celebrating the birth of Jesus.
Right.
And I promise you, you'll have folks you go to church with that will downplay what I'm saying. They'll be like, oh, well, you know, it's still good. It's still not a bad thing because you're talking about Jesus. Well, Jesus said,
that's right.
Just because you said to me, Lord, Lord, there are plenty of things that are going to happen in life where you're going to be pulled away in an attempt to say, it can't be that bad. We're talking about Jesus.
Right.
But the reality is, well, I mean, the story of Jesus' birth is pretty important in the context of the Bible. The more important story, however,
is his death.
Yeah. His burial and his resurrection, which, by the way,
that's right,
ain't called Easter.
No.
That's a whole different podcast for another day.
I can't do the math right now, but there's a date for
There's
it, I'm sure.
a poor translation in the Bible where one of the English Bibles that says Easter, but that is not a good translation. Other than that, the word does not appear in the English Bible.
Man tries so hard to connect what we do with what God wanted.
Well, they try very hard to put their own personal spin on anything. Yeah. Right?
And that's the whole thing. Let's quit letting man connect it. Let's let God connect us to him.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to be thinking about.
Look, I'm not anti giving gifts and Christmas.
No,
I'm not anti that at all.
Put up a tree. Have fun.
Put up a tree and understand that the tree ain't got a thing to do with religion.
No.
Or at least not Christian religion. It has to do with some other things, but
that's right.
But really, our reality is when we're staying true to the one body, the one spirit, the one hope that belongs to your call, that's Bible-based stuff.
That's right.
And so you need to go to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible's where you get the answer to all these questions, right?
That's true. Just enjoy
authority.
Follow the authority and know what God wants, and just enjoy the dressing and the ham and the tree and the presents. And just know that Jesus provides that happiness every day of your life, not just when you're opening up a present.
That's exactly right.
And so we just need to keep that in perspective and appreciate what Jesus tells us here. And if the world has a special day, have a special day. Do your thing. If it brings family together for a moment, enjoy that.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like that's
Eat that
Bible
weird
driven.
green salad.
Exactly. Did you say green salad?
Yeah, it's got that goopy stuff in it. It's
tough.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Sometimes it actually tastes good. Depends on who makes the green weird green salad.
I did say green beans are good.
And now I'm not talking about lettuce salad in this case.
No,
I'm talking about that really green thing. Sometimes has marshmallows in it. You know what I'm talking
about? No.
Ooh.
Green thing with marshmallows?
What? You've never had that?
Green and marshmallows.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that making it better. So
it's the little marshmallows.
We just took a turn.
It's the little guy. We did take a turn.
It's funny.
It is. But that's that's the nature of it all.
Yeah.
All right. So we've been on the topic of one. I suspect we'll hit this a little more next time around.
Yeah.
Because we needed to talk a little festivity.
Yeah.
Holiday stuff, right?
And we're not foreign to that
on this particular podcast.
Absolutely.
Because of where we are in time.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you for tuning in. We didn't really start off thanking our sponsors.
We can finish out that way.
sometimes do, so we'll do it now. But we're thankful to the eldership at Piedmont Road Church of Christ for letting us do this thing. They support us in the cause. And we hope that you guys get something out of this. We'd love to have some feedback from you on whatever topic is enjoyable to you.
And the way to do that, send that email to coffeeconvo@lifeinchrist.com. Also, thank you to Ministry League for hosting the event online. You can go to Spotify, the iTunes, or whatever.
YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, YouTube too. That's a good point.
Lots of options.
Yeah. To find our show. For Les Sandifer, I am Paul Sperlin. This has been Coffee Conversations with Les and Paul. 30 minutes for God. Thank you for being with us for this show. Be safe.
Happy
be
holidays.
Happy holidays. And take care. God bless. See you next time. Over that next cup of coffee.